Good Saturday afternoon, everyone. WAY Chief Meteorologist Shane Smith here with you on social media, doing a quick update about the potential for a winter storm next week. Yes, winter storm. It looks like everything is coming together between the cold front and Hurricane Sandy to create something that could be quite the impact maker here in southern West Virginia next week. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on out there right now. We can see the cold front is moving into the region as we speak. Temperatures have dropped down into the 50s here in southern West Virginia. In fact, we will just zoom on in, take a look at those local temperatures. You can see we are in the mid-50s across most of the area, although down in Bluefield they're still into the lower 60s. A few showers just off to the west. Those will move through a little bit later on this afternoon and evening, but plenty of cloud cover right now. It is definitely a gray and dreary day out there, and we will see that rain a little bit later. Better chance of rain tomorrow, though, as that front begins to grab some of the moisture off of Sandy. What we're going to do right now is switch the map over and take a look at the NAM forecasting model. This is what the radar will potentially look like as we go throughout the next couple of days. You can see Sandy there off to the southeast, the front beginning to move through. We go ahead about a day in time, and you will see tomorrow Sandy's off the east coast. We're still seeing quite a bit of rain, not a ton, just a little bit. And then as we continue to work our way on into the future, going on into Monday in the early morning hours, you can see Sandy begins to make that turn. We're still seeing rain at this point, and then continuing on, we head towards Monday evening. That's when it looks like Sandy is going to make landfall somewhere on the South Jersey shore up towards Long Island. And this is right on that borderline last night of what I was talking about between the worst case scenario and the some problem scenario. And with what some of the computer models have been showing, we may definitely be leaning a little bit closer to the worst case, because a lot of cold air is going to get pulled in with this system. In fact, we're just going to take a look at precipitation type as this storm moves in. I'm just going to go ahead and start putting it into motion. This is the 28th, so this is tomorrow evening, showing rain, going on into Monday morning. That's when we could potentially begin to see a little bit of snow changeover. And look at that, a lot of snow showing up on the map. We are now at Tuesday afternoon, still seeing snow. And you can see while we're starting to become a little bit concerned about the potential of some heavy snow. How heavy are we talking about? Well, let's take a look at some of the models. This is the latest run of the NAM forecasting model, and that is a lot of snow. Anywhere you see the gray showing up, we're talking over a foot of snow. And now I'm going to stress this right now. This is not the official forecast at this point, but this is not the only model showing this. We go to the GFS model showing snowfall totals through Tuesday evening. Also, still seeing a lot of areas from Beckley up towards Snowshoe, back into most of Fayette and Nicholas County, seeing around a foot of snow, even down towards Bluefield, showing close to 6 inches. Not quite as much down into Monroe County, and some heavy snow also possible in Tazewell County, according to those two models. A thing with weather forecasting, you don't just look at one run of models and say, oh my gosh, that's what's going to happen. We look at several models and several runs of models, and it's not just been the latest run showing the potential for the snow. Let's check out the NAM model from late last night. It's also showing quite a bit of snow, around a foot in Beckley, more in the higher elevations, around 6 inches down in Bluefield, a little bit less into the lower elevations of the Greenbrier Valley. Coalfield's picking up a good 4 inches out of that. The late night GFS from last night really hammered us, showing close to 2 feet for Beckley, Oak Hill, Summersville, Snowshoe. We go to the mid-morning run of the GFS. It was also just absolutely hammering us, and the same for the NAM. These aren't the only computer models that are spitting out a lot of snow. This is the short-range ensemble forecast model that takes a lot of the short-range models and averages them, and look at all this snow showing up over southern West Virginia. If you're seeing purple in your area, that is showing close to 15 inches of snow. The pinks getting up towards 20 inches, the whites over 2 feet. Now you can see why we are becoming concerned for the potential of a historic snow. Putting the Euro model into play now. This is showing snowfall in 3-hour increments. This is starting Monday afternoon, showing light snow across the plateau, Beckley, back towards Raynell, Richwood, and Snowshoe. No major accumulation at this point, but then we go towards Monday evening. It's starting to put down an inch every 3 hours or so. Go ahead a little bit farther into the future. Now it's showing 1 to 2 inches from Beckley, 3 to 4 inches every 3 hours up in Pocahontas County, eastern Nicholas County, northern Greenbrier County. This is early Tuesday morning, showing close to 3 to 4 inches of snow falling near Beckley and Oak Hill in 3 hours. Inch-hour snowfall rates are nothing to sneeze at, folks, with even more than that in the mountains, and that continues to snow into Tuesday evening, with grand totals approaching a foot, if not more, in a lot of areas. The Hydrometeorological Prediction Center, that's the precipitation branch of the National Weather Service and NOAA, the product they put out in the winter is probability of snowfall. Now this map we're looking at right now is probability of at least 4 inches of snowfall. And you can see most of our viewing area, most of southern West Virginia, is outlined in the red. This is for Monday morning till Tuesday afternoon. This is showing the potential here of a 70% chance of at least 4 inches of snow. We step it up to the 8-inch map. This is showing up in the higher elevations a 70% chance of at least 8 inches of snow, and for most of the area a 40% chance of at least 8 inches of snow. And this is for 12 inches of snow. That's showing the higher elevations at least a 40% chance of 12 inches of snow Monday into Tuesday, with a slight chance, just 10% chance, for most of the area. That's mainly above 2,000 feet. That's not the only model we have to look at. You want to talk about the worst case scenario, this is it right here. This is the RPM model. This is a proprietary model from the WSI Corporation. That model, well, we're just not going to talk about the totals. I'll let you read that legend yourself. But that would be an absolute worst case scenario. So what are we talking about? I've shown you a bunch of models. I've shown a bunch of models showing a lot of snow. We haven't put the official snowfall forecast together yet. We're going to be doing that for tonight during the evening news, but once we get that done, I will post that out. I want to go ahead and tell you this. There is a few things working against the heavy snow. We've been very warm the last couple of days. The ground is warm. There will be some melting, especially in the lower elevations. It's not going to surprise me if the higher elevations, those typical spots, Raynell, Quinwood, Rennick, Richwood, Snowshoe, get a crippling snowstorm. I'm talking over a foot of heavy, wet snow. This could be snowfall rates, I won't say close to the big December storm we had back in '09, but maybe just a little bit under that. Some of the other places to look out for: Beckley, Oak Hill, all the way along the northern end of Summers County, north of the interstate, back towards Meadow Bridge, Dainese, Mount Nebo, Summersville. They could be in for quite the wallop from this storm. Down along the spine of the mountains, going down from Gent, Flat Top, all the way down to Bluefield, could pick up some decent snowfall accumulation. How much? Still a little bit in question. I really just hate to say, take these models verbatim and say we're going to get a foot of snow, but it is possible at this point. We've had 3 very consistent runs of the models showing very heavy snowfall amounts. So what does that mean for you? Here's what you need to do if you're in southern West Virginia and in one of these areas that could pick up on heavy wet snow. I would have your emergency kit stocked. A week, not 3 days, a week's worth of food and water. if we get a foot of heavy wet snow plus some of the wind gusts we're expecting with this storm, 40 to 50 miles per hour, we are going to be talking about massive power outage problems. Will it be as bad as the derecho from back in the summer? I don't know at this point, but look at it like this. You've got heavy wet snow, a lot of wind on trees with leaves. That is a lot of weight for those branches to support. A lot of them are probably going to come down, and we just don't know how well that power grid is going to hold up after that big hit we took this summer. Prepare for the worst, hope for the best. This is a massive storm that's not just going to impact us here in southern West Virginia. There's going to be power problems all up and down the East Coast from the wind, the heavy rain, the flooding. There's going to be coastal flooding, beach erosion out on the East Coast. There's going to be a lot of people impacted by this storm. So, if all that happens and we get stuck without power, it may take a while to get it back on. I'd be ready to deal with not having power for at least a couple of days, if not a full-on week, assuming worst-case scenario. So, have your emergency kit restocked. If you've got to be out Monday and the Tuesday, that's when it looks like the worst is going to happen. We'll see that changeover from rain to snow sometime Monday. If you've got to be out Monday evening or Tuesday, make sure your car is stocked with an emergency kit. A couple of days worth of food and water, some blankets, something to make fire, just something where you can keep warm, and in case you get stuck, you can shelter in place for a day or two until you can get help to you. Battery-powered radio, flashlight, good thing to have in that emergency kit for your car. Check out ready.gov. They've got a great list of things you need to put in an emergency kit. Folks with lawn furniture, patio furniture still out, go ahead and bring it in. A lot of heavy wet snow possible, a lot of gusty winds, that stuff could get tossed around. Also, make sure your gutters are cleaned out. With what we're going to be seeing, we're going to see rain today, more rain tomorrow, and then rain changing to snow Monday. There's going to be a lot of water get backed up in those gutters if they are clogged up. That water will then freeze, and there's a good chance it could rip those gutters off the side of your home. So make sure those gutters are clean. Make sure the lawn furniture and the Halloween decorations are brought in. You don't want those blowing down in the Joe Q neighbor's front yard or against the side of his house. Make sure the trash cans are secured. This is going to be quite a potent storm if everything works out as it looks like it's going to right now. There's still questions about exactly where this thing's going to come on shore and about how much snow we're going to see. That's why I'm not focusing on totals right now. I'm focusing on impact. This has the potential to be a major impact storm, possibly rivaling what we saw back in December of '09. Not a guarantee yet, but everything's starting to come together to look like something potentially historic. So that's what I'm going to leave you with for right now. We'll continue to have more updates throughout the weekend. Tune in to WOAY.com, WOAY TV this evening at 11. I will be in the office tomorrow night heading up weather coverage at Newswatch at 6 and 11 on Sunday. And we will keep you prepared for this storm. Follow myself on Twitter at Weatherman Shane. That's WXman Shane on Twitter. Look me up on Facebook, Meteorologist Shane Smith. I'm also on Google Plus if you like that platform. Just look up Shane Smith on Google Plus. You'll find me. So, folks, let's just go ahead, prepare for the worst, hope for the best, and we'll ride this thing out and just see how bad it's going to be. So, till next time, take care.